You've inspired me, I have to say, and I'm going to keep digging. So if I find anything else, I'll leave you a note.
Do you think we could get up to that farm over there? It's the one just past the woods beyond the graveyard, isn't it?
Yes, I certainly wouldn't recommend bleeding anyone in my practice.
It seems to me that this might be a more regular occurrence than we've been led to believe. A younger woman dying in pregnancy, related to the Roehamptons. It has all the hallmarks of, something similar.
Yes, well, I'm in a walking club. I don't like to spend much time at home with my husband, so...
There's an eerie silence as you open the door, but then you realise there's a muffled sound.
I don't have good stealth, but I'd like to take a foot in, into the darkness, just beyond the door and, be covering.
I will try and move as fast as I can, but as quietly as I can. My haste gets the better of me and
you look up into the face of the man who was in the pub drawing things, and he's holding a shotgun pointed directly at your face.
Oh.
The Apocalypse Players present Magnum Tenebrosum, a Call of Cthulhu scenario by Dominic Allen, with Joseph Chance as Dr. John Elvedon, Danann McAleer as Colonel Ambrose Coghill, and our special guest, Tilly Steele, as Dr. Jemima Croft. Your keeper of arcane lore is Dominic Allen. Part 11. Are you the farmer? Yeah, let's start with Coghill and Croft. So you're stood at the front door. You'd knocked on the door and the door had creaked open slightly. And you'd heard this noise from upstairs. The house beyond the door is very dark. All the curtains are drawn.
Yes.
There's a thick, musty smell that wafts over you. Dust motes hanging in the air. What do you do?
Just heard that scream, right? Did we both hear it?
Yes.
Oh God, what was that?
I don't know. Sounds...
There's someone here.
A woman in distress, perhaps. We must upstairs. Mustn't we?
We must.
Well, only one thing for it.
Do we have any light?
Well, I've got my lighter here. I think that's all I have in terms of light. Little sort of Zippo thing.
Have I got anything? Let me have a look. Oh, I've got that black candle from the church.
Careful. Although,
can I light that, Dom? Is there anywhere I can light it? Can I light off the lighter?
Well, if I get my lighter out, then I'll... Yeah, and you hold it out, I'll certainly light it, probably, before even thinking about whether or not I think that's a good idea.
You're insane. You don't know what...
There we go. As long as
symbolic...
I leave you alone for 30 seconds. Surely Dominic, remind me, did I say, for goodness sake, I'll check the back, or something like that? Did I say
think
something?
you
Probably.
said something before you fucked off.
Anyway, look, they've heard a woman whimpering upstairs. They've gone into...
Screaming.
Yeah.
I'm
cut short.
True. That's true.
Time is of the essence.
Let's light the candle. Let's do some black magic. Here we go.
I seem to have mistakenly made a note about whimpering down here. I'll cross that out. Screaming.
It's been retconned into a gasp.
Scream.
We've gone up again. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, I light the candle then in the darkness of the porch or wherever we are. Well, I pull out my Nagant revolver and check it, and I say, well, I'll lead the way. We should go upstairs.
Yes, I'm right behind you, Colonel.
Excellent. And I level my gun and I sort of start shakily moving up the stairs. I'm just glad to be out of the outside, because I've got visions of diving dragons and things in the cloud that I can't quite understand, that are still freaking me out. So I'm just glad to be in the dark and have a sense of purpose. Someone to be rescued, yes. I can do that. Did that in the trenches, yes.
So, you're going straight up the stairs.
Yeah.
The stairs are to your left as you go in, following the wall up. Beyond, there's a door sort of in front of you and a short hallway to the side of the stairs. The door in front of you is ajar, and looking through, you can see it's probably the front room. You catch a glimpse of piled up books, just stacked up next to a fireplace.
And there's a hallway leading off to our left.
Yeah, sort of the stairs are on your left, and the hallway leads to the left next to the stairs.
Right.
That makes sense.
Is it sort of a corner thing where it would be a look round, James Bond style, sort of?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you can probably see down the hallway through the banisters.
Okay.
Through the banister struts.
So I'll do that first, just to make sure there's no one hiding in the darkness to frighten us.
Yeah, there's a door. So there's a door opposite you. There's the front room.
Sounds like that's probably our best bet, but just don't want to be snuck up on, you know.
And there's a door next to that, and then there's a door at the end of the hallway as well.
Right. Well, let's stick together, whatever happens.
Yes. Are you armed? I can't remember, sorry.
I am, but I'd rather not draw on an innocent woman.
No, quite right. I was thinking more of whatever scoundrel might have put her here if she's in some distress.
Yes, of course.
But
yes.
How about I take that front room, the room that's ajar. I shall make it more ajar with my foot, and call for you if there's any intruder. Otherwise, we should silently make our way door to door if you want to take the next one.
I think we should stay together, Colonel.
Yes, no, you're probably right, yes.
Yes, I think that would be a good idea rather than...
Quite right, yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Strength in numbers, as they say.
That's quite right, yes. They said that at the Somme just before we were all mown down.
Yes,
right,
I can imagine they would say that. That was kind of the guiding principle, wasn't it?
Yes. Wasn't it just?
Throw enough at the wall, something will stick.
You say throw enough at the wall and something will stick, and you just see my eyes widen and sort of stare at the wallpaper for slightly too long, and then...
No, I didn't say that. That was just for colour, for the audience too.
Okay. Oh, I see. IRL. Excellent.
IRL.
Right. Let's make our... So I'd like to continue forwards towards this open door we can see the stacks of books with.
And I'm just behind him, illuminating his way with the candle.
Yeah. So it is a front room. Yeah, it is piled up. There are these huge columns of books, journals, periodicals, all stacked up, dotted around the room. And on the furniture, there's a sort of settee that's piled up with these books, couch, and a little occasional table.
Not always there.
The fireplace, the mantelpiece is stacked with books. Only one armchair is free.
Well, after you. No, I'm joking.
And yeah.
Yes, perfect time to sit down.
It looks like a well-worn wingback armchair.
Nice.
Hello?
And is it facing away from us?
Of course.
Of course.
Hello? Is there anyone in here? We mean you no harm.
There's no response.
Oh gosh.
Shall I check the
My
chair?
character's become very...
Oh gosh.
feminine. In this... Oh gosh.
It's... Yeah. Maybe she's
Please
just playing a
let the
part in the
insane
moment.
colonel help me. He's no help to me.
No, he'll blow his own head off.
We all behave differently in physical danger.
Yeah, true.
This is true. You go first.
Quite right.
That's what a good man does.
Yes. I can barely hear. I'm sort of drooling. I'm sort of, okay. I just made my way in. Absolute sacrifice. No, I would like to just sort of... Is there a way of tiptoeing into the room and just sort of doing a little side...
Yeah.
See if I can see if there's anyone in that chair?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to give me a spot hidden roll?
Yeah, God, they must be tiny. Where are my dice? You don't see them. Where's my good
I have
dice?
to say, Danann's physicality there was extremely expressive. He was doing a whole sort of body lean with his left hand supporting the revolver underneath the handle. The gun was outstretched. It was...
That's the Bristol Vic training.
That is the best
Is
one.
it?
You took me
So
to
you
the
don't-
scene, a man armed.
You don't get that at Lambda. They don't.
The shoulders were tense, but not too tight, I noticed. Ready to squeeze the trigger.
And as if summoned from that excellent physical performance, I've rolled an 11 on my... I'm assuming that's a success. On my... Oh, it's only a 25, so yeah. Just a hard.
Yeah, there's no one in the chair, but what you do notice, on one wing and arm of the chair, there's a lot of loose ash from what you presume is a pipe. there's this sort of discoloration of the chair as if someone's been sitting in it a lot. It's sort of, the springs are going a bit, and it has a natural sag to it. And there's this smell of stale sweat and damp. But mixed in with that, with the success on your spot hidden, you notice this sort of stringent odour of something antiseptic.
Not one for the auction house, this, I don't think, but there's smell that someone's been cleaning up in here.
Yes, I can smell it.
But it doesn't look very tidy.
Where's the woman? She's not in here.
You're quite right, that's the urgent thing. Let's move on to the next room.
Now, I should say there is a dividing door
to the next
room. That's one of those sort of concertina doors, but it's shut.
Look, it's one of those dividing doors.
Yes, I believe they call them concertina doors.
Yes, they do.
I don't know if they do.
I just heard a voice in my head say that.
Accordion doors or
I'm going
concertina
mad.
doors, I think. Yes, no, you're right, I've heard that.
Squeeze box doors.
That's what they call them in
Squeeze
Weymouth.
box doors, yes.
That's right. Well, what do you think? Do you want to flush it open and I'll raise my go? How shall we play it?
Okay, all right. On the count of 3.
All right. Wait, do we go 3 and then go, or do we go on 3?
We go on 3.
Okay.
That's how it's done. Otherwise, we'd be going on 4.
Yes, no, of course.
Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3!
You pull open these concertina doors.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, outside...
No!
You bastard.
Yes. Meanwhile, outside, what's Dr. Elvedon doing? You've currently got a shotgun in your face.
He's having a bad night.
Yeah.
And this man who looks... Ooh, I mean, he's the guy from the pub who looks, he looked quite strange then, but he looks like he drinks. He looks... He has these deep lines in his face that make him look older than his obvious age. You're fairly sure he's probably in his late 30s, maybe 40, but he looks much older.
Imagine me.
I'm terribly sorry. I seem to have taken a bit of a tumble. How foolish, how silly of me. It got suddenly quite dark. It's the storm coming in, I'd say. So sorry, we didn't meet. My name's Elvedon. Dr. Elvedon, not of medicine. Not like...
I know who you are.
Oh.
I know you are. You and the other two. You've been sneaking around. Poking noses where not welcome.
Sneaking?
Huh?
Poking? I'm not sure I'm not sure they're the words I'd exactly choose, but...
You notice he doesn't blink much.
Just sideways occasionally.
He has this kind of slightly manic expression.
Oh no.
And he says, you're friends with that vicar? That nonce vicar, aren't you?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I know what that term means, but
What are you doing snooping around Doctor's house?
I mean, obviously, I know what a vicar is.
Yeah. Well, basically, it's a kind of religious...
Is it
Well, I know what a
religious?
nonce
Is that what you're saying?
fuck's a vicar?
I'm looking. Well, I was sort of hoping to talk to Dr. Arbuthnot. Are the two of you friends? I did see you in the public house, actually.
I saw you. I work for the doctor.
Oh, I see.
What do you want him for? He ain't in.
Oh, what a pity. Well, my friends and I were hoping to talk to him a little about... Well, it is to do with the delicate subject of the vicar. You're absolutely right. I do know him. And I'm sorry if that's been clandestine on our part. I feel like we've got off to a wrong foot here, and I'm so sorry about the state of my trousers. I'll start wiping the mud away, which I assume is inevitable.
As soon as you move your hand, he sort of tenses with the gun.
Having had my experience of men with guns tensing when I touch my thighs, I immediately hold my hands up and I say, No, I didn't mean to startle you. Sorry.
Doctor's not in.
Oh, I understand. I heard there was a woman in distress in there. Is everything all right?
There's no woman in distress.
Oh, I'm sure there was a little bit of whimpering, and then I heard a scream, I think. Just now. Didn't you?
You... No.
Does he change on that?
You want to mind your own business.
Does he change or look up to a specific window?
Give me Give me a psychology roll.
I would love to.
Sneaky man.
Sneaky man.
He's done something bad.
Oh, aye.
Psychology. I think of Mrs. Croft and in my mind's eye, her titan figure of high psychology score.
I'm sending all my strength.
Yeah, I rolled a 15 on my 35. Ooh. That's really good. What a start to the evening.
That's great. You guys are taking up all the good rolls early.
Careful, exactly.
Yeah.
What's it for?
Don't take more than your share.
And you see this tremor pass across his face momentarily, like this sort of shadow, as if his mind goes somewhere. As when you say that, the woman's in distress. And he looks almost sad and worried. And then he hardens again when he says, there's nothing going on, mind your own business.
Tackle him, Elvedon.
Well, listen, I'm awfully sorry. I can see that I put you in a bad spot, and I didn't mean to, but I wouldn't have come up here for the medical man's opinion if it wasn't very important. You understand that? Look, I think I've got a little something left in my hip flask. Why don't we share a little sip of something and at least pretend to be friends, even if we can't actually be friends? I was in the war, you know, and it's funny what can bring men together.
I think...
Good pitch.
Great pitch. Let's see how this plays out.
Slightly awkward pickup is what I'm beginning to feel.
Yeah, I feel like this isn't the first, dirty field Elvedon's been in with a man with a shotgun.
That might be John Elvedon's problem.
So, I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to ask you for a roll.
Oh God!
So he says to you,
Dominic, so personal.
He says, "What do you need to ask the doctor?"
Well, in all truth, we wanted to ask about some disappearances. We know that he's been faced with some superstitious beliefs in the area, and he's a man of science and reason. As indeed are we, men and women of science and reason, and none more reasonable than my colleague, Mrs. Croft. Friend, colleague. Well, anyway, do you see that we wanted to clear our friend's name of any association with the disappearance of that poor girl? Well, it turns out there's been a number of disappearances. I'm gonna look at him, but I'm occasionally gonna flick my fingers down to his hands to see if he's tensing up. Is he looking like he's gonna
flick your fingers down to his hands?
Yeah, that's what I unfortunately said. It's because the thought of the pickup is too much, right? It's like hands, fingers round barrels. It's all too charged suddenly. I blame the DM.
Let's have 2 rolls. Let's have a persuade roll with a bonus die.
Persuade, yes, that's what I wanted. Yeah, it's not my best, but...
And then let's have a spot hidden.
Persuade bonus. Let's get myself a D20.
You could do a combined roll, actually. That'd be fine.
And a spot hidden. They're roughly the same, so 35 spot hidden, 39 persuade. So let's see how we go.
And actually, you can take the bonus die on both, it's fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so just do a roll with the bonus die, and if it passes on both,
the bonus has bailed me out. Keeper of the dabbin
on the wold.
Keeper of the dabbin on the wold. 91 and a 21. So I'll discard my 90.
Fantastic.
And I'll take my 20 as a joint pass. Oh my word.
So he lowers the shotgun slightly away from your face. You're aware it's still cocked, but he does lower it. So it's sort of pointing at your leg, and he's not sort of aiming with it anymore. And you get the sense that he's about to reach out and take the hip flask off you. But as you notice this, you also see that his hand holding the gun has an iron ring around one of the fingers.
Oh no. Oh no. I know what symbol will be on it.
It looks very recognizable.
Cult of Tenebrosum, right? That's the ring that we found. That's the ring that you picked up. Oh, it's now... Oh, but he looked sad. Oh.
Pull him in for the headbutt. Be done with it.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
I just don't know if I'm physically strong enough to do...
No.
Yeah, don't get yourself killed.
No.
Don't
He
get
looks
yourself
really
killed.
useful.
Charm him,
33% brawl. I'm going to stick with the persuade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I do tense up a little, and I say, yes, it's quite good stuff. Well, also, the Major told me.
He takes it from you, and you see it bring him to... His eyes sort of soften as he brings it towards him in the way that, you know, a lover kisses the love of their life.
No.
You realise he's a far gone alcoholic.
Yeah.
He's hit the bottle a lot.
So you can keep that hip flask.
And it brings, even the smell is bringing him relief. And then he closes his eyes as he tips it back.
I'm not sure I'm going to get a better opportunity than that. So I feel like it's either a long time, but I'm playing that as if I know what you guys are doing upstairs, and I don't.
Do you know we've gone into the house?
I mean, I heard this woman scream, right? I heard this woman scream. Yeah, I knew that was your intention, so I'm assuming that you're progressing. I was thinking someone might run out the back, not be a guard out the back, because I didn't think that through. So I think in that split second, I'm in my mind's eye, I see my hand with the heel of my palm going up and smashing this hip flask into his teeth. But I hesitate because of the other two. I'm worried, and I say, "Pretty good stuff." That's what the Major said. Yes. Well, I've got a bottle more of it as well. Is there no way that perhaps you could tell me some information that the doctor would have imparted to you? I know that there was a theory about him having let so much blood that he killed someone. That sounds absurd to me.
He finishes the swig, pulls you up to your feet.
Oh, thank you.
And he pulls you into him.
Oh, hello.
He doesn't let go of your arm, and he goes,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You and your friends,
Yes.
you should get out of here tonight.
Right.
I can't be blamed if you stay long.
Oh.
You understand?
Oh, well, I wouldn't be interested in apportioning blame particularly, but yes, I see.
You want to get out tonight?
Do I see? Right. Well, I better get the others.
Tomorrow night. Too late. Too late. Tomorrow night.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Because tomorrow I say, and I do look up at the sky, and I think, what is tomorrow? Is tomorrow important? What's the date today?
he sort of, a half smile goes across his face, and he says,
Bad storm tomorrow night.
Bad storm and I pause on coming. I stop. I break off. Bad storm coming.
Be a dark night.
and then he lets you go. And he takes a step back as if he's expecting you to leave.
I don't care for this man at all.
Well, and he's just going to keep my hip flask, is he?
Oh no, he hands it back.
No, he does.
Yeah, he hands it back.
Yes.
Hey, I'm not sure you
But
want it
is
back.
it completely drained? Has he polished that off?
Yeah.
Is that-
Yeah. He guzzled that down.
Right. Well, good. And was there a back door? Can I see a back door?
Yes, you probably can from here, yeah.
Did it look like he was doing anything? Was he tending a fire, or was it anything? Was he just sort of wandering? Was I just unlucky, or?
Yeah, it's like he came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay. No, I've got no indication as to what he was up to. I'll just get the others and pass on that good advice. Thank you, Mr.
Streetley.
Thank you, Mr. Streetley. Oh, did you as I walk away, I said, did you crack the crossword?
As you turn back, he's leveled the gun at you again. He goes, "What do you mean, get the others?"
Were they just round the front of the house?
What?
I was coming around because nobody answered. You must have heard us calling.
Yes, let's get your friends.
Oh,
And he starts walking towards you.
and you can tell me about the crossword on the way. Yes, that sounds sensible. Was it an across or a down?
He doesn't say anything.
He's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
So meanwhile,
As the door's flung open by Mrs. Croft.
as the door is flung open, you fling open the door, and it reveals this dining room, which has been converted in a slapdash kind of way into some kind of surgery.
This isn't good.
There's a Welsh dresser on one side that has these wash basins standing on it, and the dining table is covered in a thick tarpaulin, which is spattered with blood and fluids, and there are an array of surgical tools laid out on an end table next to it. And on the table itself are these sort of apparatus of glass tubes with rubber bungs and instruments hanging down, and it looks like they are pumping blood into the body of a cat that has been pinned open on the table. You can see immediately that its organs are moving in a rhythm, as if it's alive.
Oh my God.
Christ. Is there, before we obviously lose sanity and all die in a shootout, are there any doors off this dining room surgery conversion?
I draw my gun, by the way.
Yeah, good.
I draw my gun. I think
good idea.
it's enough. I draw my gun.
Yeah.
There's a door into the hallway, and there's another door which you presume is into the kitchen.
Right. Christ.
So do we lose sanity at this?
Well, that depends. Do you have a closer look at the cat?
So what have we seen? Just that there's some kind of cat that's being kept alive.
It looks like it's been dissected.
Yeah.
And it's lying on its back, and it's been pinned open. And there's with this big forceps holding the skin open. And there's these tubes going into it.
And its organs are pulsating.
Ever so slightly, not massively, just a little bit.
Why would someone want to torture this poor creature?
I don't know, but perhaps it's linked to the poor cat that was in that inn we're staying in. I mean, we all saw what that gave birth to. Perhaps they're implanting things into it and there's something sick going on here. I've heard of it before. In Mons, the Hound of Mons, German scientists working on wolfhounds, trying to create some sort of hybrid. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the same thing. Perhaps there's Nazi scientists, not Nazi, perhaps there's German scientists. I've just invented something, but perhaps there's scientists in this village. Anyway, what do you think we should do? We should find the doctor. Where's the doctor?
Dom, can I see... is there any sign of this a recent disturbance that might indicate where this scream came from in this room?
Not in this room, but
right.
You could. Let's see what you can give me. Either a spot hidden or a medicine roll to deal with the cat.
Good shout.
Want to know more about the cat?
Do I want to know more about the cat?
Would you like to know
my
more?
Medicine. Would you like to be the cat? My medicine's quite good, so maybe I'll do medicine.
Good shout.
And we'll see how that goes. What am I rolling? A D100? 32.
And what's your medicine?
My medicine is 51.
Lovely.
Do I go crazy?
So you're drawn to this cat for some reason. There's something at the back of your mind, and Coghill saying maybe it's connected to the cat in the inn. There's some connection in the back of your mind. You can't quite put your finger on it. So as you get closer and looking at this situation, you realise the cat is actually dead.
Right.
However, it is pregnant, and the unborn fetus, you get the sense, is being kept alive by the apparatus that is around, and it seems to be drawing blood from a large flask of blood. More blood than would be in a cat.
Is there any way of me telling if this is human blood?
Wow.
Orc blood.
Possibly not,
No.
but do you remember what was said to the doctor by the landlady.
That he drained more blood out of her mum than was strictly necessary.
Yeah.
Coghill,
Yes.
do you remember what that strange, uncouth woman said to the doctor
Yes, accusing him
about her mother
bloodletting.
and the blood?
You're right. You're right.
He's been taking it from people.
Sneaky bastard.
They're sick experiments.
Yes.
And that's the sanity roll, please.
Yes.
For both of us, I'd imagine. Yes. Okay, well, that's a fail.
55. Oh no. Is it a fail?
Yes.
2 for failing that.
2. Lovely.
Did you succeed?
I got 55 and my sanity is currently 62, so...
Okay. So you lose 1 sanity point. But Coghill has about a madness, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. I would have thought so. Oh, here he goes for his book.
And to reach for the volume.
And knowing our luck, it'll be a fear of cats or something.
Well, it has gone that way recently. Or a mania
obsession
for
with
them.
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we seem to...
Mania for hobnobs.
That would be fine.
Ooh, I've got cookies.
Oh, I've got cookies.
Sainsbury's Taste the Difference cookies.
Oh, hello.
Oh, it's been a while.
Prestige.
What, chocolate?
That was my drama school depression food. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to polish off a fucking pack of those.
Do you know what, I am partial to the oat and raisin ones. I know
They're
it's a
good.
bit-
I love
they
them.
are good.
I
The
love
sort of rectangular, like, chunky, almost flapjack-esque ones, yeah. Fucking sick.
You don't want to get a bag of them.
So, Miss Croft, you say this to Coghill, and then for a moment you look perplexed as he steps towards the table, at which point he puts his hand over the cat
Coghill?
and rips it away from the table, pulling it away from the tubes and things, hurls it in a rage at the window, and then he picks up the jar of blood and just smashes it on the floor.
no! Keep hold of yourself, man!
Coghill
But he's screaming. He's screaming and he's filled with rage and he flips the dining room table.
I run out of the room in a panic.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which way?
I just run back out of the house. I can't cope with it.
Yeah.
You run out of the house.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Realistically, I'm not going to stay and be like, let's check the last room.
Yeah. Check this guy who's clearly got fucking shell shock and has gone fucking mental.
Yeah.
And is throwing cats at the window. What did I get? I assume it's something.
Violence.
Yeah.
Violence. So, yeah, what do you do?
Me?
I mean, you're presumably, yeah, you just...
Well, I've destroyed the cat. I've smashed the blood, right? Well, I need to see the rest of these rooms. There's more awful shit going on in here. This is a whole laboratory of terrible, blasphemous nonsense. And I want to go to the door into the hallway first and sort of kick that through. And then I want to go to the other door. And I just want to make sure I've been in every room and smashed all of this fetid equipment to pieces. Oh, also, do I still have that ring?
I think you do, yeah.
Did I put it on and keep it on? I can't remember.
I think you took it off again. They took it off you after about a madness.
That's true. That wasn't associated with this. That was just in my head. But yeah, so I'm smashing through the doors, looking for anything else to destroy this blasphemous nonsense.
So you go out into the hallway,
Yes.
and the rotting joists creak under your weight.
Fucking joists.
Do you go upstairs or into the kitchen?
Into the kitchen.
You see the back
first.
of Miss Croft as she runs to the front door.
Kitchen, I say. And then I go into the kitchen. Yeah.
The kitchen is in complete disarray, but it's a sort of general disarray. Like no one's cleaned up in here for
My work
ages.
here is done. Unless there's... Well, I'm not really in a fit state. I'm just looking for more of this unholy, this awful scientific nonsense, this bullshit. I need to destroy whatever evil's going on in this house. So
Smash those
That's where
plates
it's directed,
first.
I think.
Smash those plates first.
oh yeah, and I push over the plates, obviously. And you said there was a Welsh dresser in the corner of the room, and I hit her, and then I run upstairs.
So you're just trying to put your costume on.
Yeah.
Get off me. Not Act 5.
and run upstairs.
You run upstairs, and the door in front of you, on the landing,
Yeah.
there's a door directly in front of you, which is ajar, and there are 3 other doors, I think. Hang on.
But your mad scene isn't till Act 5.
No,
There's the line.
there's 3 doors at the top. There's one directly in front of you, and then 2 along the landing.
Well, whichever door's first, I want to kick in.
Well, it's ajar.
Well, I'll smash that then.
Anyway, you smash it down. You find yourself in a small study with a writing table with a couple of books laid out on it,
Satanic Bibles and all sorts of shit.
all sorts of stuff. Meanwhile,
Yes, a meanwhile would be helpful probably here.
Miss Croft, you step out of the front door to see Dr. Elvedon walking towards you, and behind him is a man holding a shotgun, holding it up, and looking frantic.
Is he pointing it at Dr. Elvedon?
Kind of, yeah.
Well, I've got my gun out already. Dr. Elvedon!
Oh,
And I get my gun out.
Mrs. Croft.
Unhand him!
As I see the gun, I mean, I've been trying to engage with this chap the whole way, Mr. Streetley, with my whole grid, and I think the badinage that I was attempting would be something along these lines, Dom. Yes, no, I saw that you were working on the Crossroads. Was it the Times? I don't have much luck with it myself, but I'm always fascinated. Anyway, I saw that you were sort of talking under your breath, but I couldn't quite work out. I almost went over. It's so funny, Mr. Streetley. I almost went over to say to you, what is it that you're working on? Because I would love to help a chap, or certainly be enlightened myself. Can you hear someone on the stairs? I mean, does he say anything, or is it just...
You notice he is talking to himself under his breath the entire time, but it doesn't seem like he's listening to you at all.
Then I suspect it's just as I stop and I'm about to listen that any chance of hearing that is ruined beautifully by the arrival of Mrs. Croft, by the sound of things. And I see the gun out, and if it's all right with you, and she raises the gun, I would like to dive off to the side. Are we just outside the house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Into the furrowed fields.
I'd like to dive for cover. The very muddy paths that I've just dragged my tweed-besoaked self out of.
When there's a shotgun behind you, a pistol or a revolver in front of you, seems like a logical maneuver to me.
I think it's a pistol. Let me see what it says.
Yeah, I don't want to be caught between these two. Yeah.
What's everyone's dexes?
It says it's a handgun.
Mine's probably irrelevant in this moment, but it's 55.
I mean, I say that I want to do this, and I've just seen my dex.
My dex is 55.
Same
45. Yes, I'm a little clumsy.
So yeah, we saw that with the cow pattern.
I remember now.
Yeah.
What's yours, Danann?
55, same as Croft's.
Okay.
Same as Jemima.
I do have some points in dodge, though. Not many.
So, we begin with Coghill.
Yeah.
You get an action. You burst into this study.
Yep. All I can
do?
see is books. Fuck that. Next room. There's going to be something else, a lab or something. Someone with bodies. More cats.
So, you burst in to a bedroom. There is this stench of sweat, urine,
He's going to go even more insane.
Oh shit.
and this sort of burning smell like bleach or, something antiseptic.
They've been at the Dettol again, fuckers. Yes.
There is a woman lying in the bed. She's currently sort of like half asleep and moaning, just sort of quietly going, "Oh, he's coming now, he's upon us the time. And occasionally she sobs, and then moments later she goes, and then starts sobbing again.
Oh fuck. Well,
Is there anything you want to do?
you tell me
Immediately.
how you're interpreting this bout of madness I'm having, because I know it's violence, but is it directionless violence, or is it
Pretty much, yeah.
usually? So I might have to attack her then, because she's in this room, right? I mean, like, up until now I've been looking for these elements of whatever's evil in this house, but like if I'm in this completely psychotic mess of violence, I might think she's a witch or something. She might be. So maybe I start like, is she tied to the bed? Is she strapped to the bed?
She doesn't seem to be, but she's heavily pregnant.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, what?
Well, I can't be doing that, can I?
You could be violent for answers.
I like the way your mind's working.
You could be violent near her.
You can be destructive.
What else
Yeah.
is there in the room? I'm not backing down. I'm just looking for what the options of the whole scenario are here.
The curtains are drawn across the small window.
Yeah.
There's a wardrobe. There's a dresser.
Great.
Chest of drawers.
I think the first thing I do is I think, witch. And I look at her and I go, witch, you're a witch. And I tear down the curtains. There! Because I'm thinking the sunlight will sizzle, she'll start to sizzle. Because that's what they do, witches. It's not working. And I say, tell me what's going on in here. And I pull over the dresser. He's like Mr. Hyde. And he's just like smashing everything around her going, tell me what experiments they make. What are you building? What are you doing with the cats? Tell me! And I grab the bed and I start pulling it away from the wall with her in it.
As soon as you pull down the curtain, she covers her eyes and screams. But she doesn't sizzle. So that's your action. Let's cut to Mrs. Croft. What do you do?
Put down your gun at once. Don't you point that at my friend, Dr. Elvedon. He's a civilized chap. Not like you folks here. There's cats. Dissected. With a fetus. A cat fetus. Still alive. Thrown at a wall. Oh, God.
Let's have a...
I just wanted to help.
Don't cover your eyes, Mrs. Croft.
Let's have an intimidate roll to see if you can intimidate him.
Don't think my intimidate's great. Ooh, 38. And my intimidate is 15. That's a no.
Yeah, okie dokes.
That'll work. That's a no. That is a no.
How much luck have you got?
I have got...
It's a lot of luck. It's a lot of luck.
I don't have enough.
No.
Hang on, Dom.
Mm-hmm.
It says my current look is 20 and my starting look is 16. I've probably put them in the wrong box, haven't I?
Maybe.
Oh God, you're
Yeah.
never lucky. It's 20 luck. No. In which case you can't.
Yes, I've probably already spent 4 luck. at some
that
point.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Wow, you were not lucky.
No. I'm good at lots of other things,
Yeah,
though.
you've got good stats,
I'm good at medicine, and I'm good at I've got good power.
Good spot hidden, good psychology, I seem to remember.
Yeah, and I'm robust. I'm mentally robust.
Tough. Fast.
Like the character I'm playing is nothing like my real self.
Come now. There are always aspects.
It is
there
true.
Are always aspects.
It is true.
It was worth a shot.
Speaking of a shot, you say that, it doesn't seem to land with this man who, when you look into his bloodshot eyes, his wide bloodshot eyes, he's clearly...
And he's drunk now as well, thanks for that, Joseph.
He was drunk anyway, it's just leveling up.
He's clearly insane. And he
Should have tried taking him earlier. Sorry.
he whips up the shotgun and shoots you, Mrs. Croft.
How's that cookie?
Good shit. It's
But,
good
you
shit.
know,
Looked like a really
Yeah.
good cookie. Do you know what I mean?
It's more chocolate than biscuit.
yeah.
But I like the ones that are not double chocolate. Double chocolate for me is too much. But the classic cookie with a shit ton of chocolate in.
This is still a bit much for me.
But like a joke that goes too far, when you get to triple chocolate, then it's good again.
Yeah,
It's just that double chocolate
Got to
that's
go all
not
the
worth
way, right?
Yeah. One or the other.